Welcome back once again to a very special episode of Chopping It Up's Schlock Horror Prime Cuts Extravaganza. We're going to be chopping up some forgotten about cult classics and serving you guys up with the best slabs of movie meat possible over the course of the next couple months. On the menu tonight is a Roger Corman classic called Humanoids from the Deep from 1980. It's very much in the vein of A Creature from Black Lagoon, and the synopsis is: a sleepy northern California coastal town is terrorized and overrun by a horde of genetically modified salmon seeking to murder the male citizens and mate with the town's women. All hell breaks loose at the end of this one as the townsfolk make their last stand against these ravenous humanoid fish monsters. If you're interested in watching this movie, it's now available for free via Tubi. And as a reminder, Prime Cuts is designed as a quick-hitting, free-form conversation where we discuss a breadth of horror mediums, including anthologies, theatrical releases, graphic novels, shorts, and other forms of media. There is no set agenda here, as we shoot from the hip and provide any gleaned insights from our respective viewings. So we do have a full crew tonight for this one. I'm very interested to hear what you guys think. Had anyone seen this one previously?
No. I mean,
Nope.
not just on this podcast. No one in the world has seen this movie.
Well, you know what? It's really fortuitous that we're covering this now because it is the 45th year anniversary of Humanoids. So we're hopefully going to do it some justice here. Obviously not our full length episodes, but we'll give it what we got here. Now, Joel normally has his own segment with all the facts and figures and numbers and stuff. You didn't do any of that for this one, Joel? All right.
I only picked up two quick things.
All right, let me run through a few because I did a little bit on the cast and stuff like that. So it's directed by Barbara Peters primarily, but also parts of it was directed by a guy named Jimmy Murakami, who was uncredited, which we can get into a little bit later. He directed Deathstalker, which some people might know him from. Cast doesn't really have many folks in it. You do have Vic Morrow, who plays Hank Slattery. He's from Bad News Bears, Bonanza, a bunch of Magnum P.I. episodes, Twilight Zone, the movie. You know, he's an actor. Doug McClure plays Jim Hill. Megan King plays Jerry Potter, and Turkle plays Dr. Susan Drake. Cindy Weintraub plays Carol Hill. Anthony Pena plays Johnny Eagle. And Lynn Schiller plays Peggy Larson. It was written by Frank Arnold and Martin Cohen. The screenplay was done by William Martin. Now, the big name here is it was produced by Roger Corman, and on the effects was our guy Rob Bottin, who you know famously from The Thing, and many, many other ones. Peters directed, she did have a history. She directed some old Cagney and Lacey episodes, Falcon Crest, which is fucking awesome. And she did some softcore porn, a lesbian porn movie called The Dark Side of Tomorrow. Humanoids was her final film. She actually, prior to this, she was dying from cancer. She was diagnosed with cancer, and I think she needed to take a leave from the film industry. She took Humanoids once it changed, once it was under the name Beneath the Darkness, which was the original title for it. It was known in Europe and Japan as Monster. Before signing the contract, she needed a medical clearance from a bonding agency that ensured the film's completion. And she had a huge falling out with Roger Corman over this, which we can get into later if you guys have heard about that. But that's all I had for the cast and the crew. What did you guys think?
Well, I actually kind of liked it.
Yeah, I kind of liked it. One thing,
it's like a porn movie. Basically,
it's no slugs, but
it's no slugs.
It had its moments.
Oh, I mean, It's even worse than slugs. I mean, if you Jesse kind of alluded to it a little bit, but like the background on how it ended up the way it is pretty fucked up.
Yeah, Sled, go ahead, enlighten us here if you did know of the background.
I mean, basically, like they finished it right and decided they wanted it to be more exploitative and like filmed a bunch of like shit afterwards, like, and
Yeah,
basically,
so
like, really offended a lot of the people who were involved with making the original part of it, who disowned it. Yeah, I mean, it sounded pretty fucking terrible.
yeah, it was they really did a number on Peters. She again, it was under the alt title Beneath the Darkness, which she wanted to make. She was told, these are fish human monsters that are going to attack the town, kill the men, and rape the women. And so she was like trying to quote unquote do it tastefully, which was all of the scenes of assault were alluded to and not explicit, or were filmed with shadows to obscure some of the more racy stuff. And in post-production, Corman was like, no, I don't like this. I'm just going to insert these scenes. That's when he brought on Murakami as the uncredited co-director and told him, basically, I need more tits and more gore, which is how that went down. He inserted all this stuff. She didn't even find out about it until they showed, what do you call it? Like a preview viewing, like for, anyways, it wasn't until it was already done. And she was like, all right, I want my name removed from the credits. And they were basically like, you won't get paid. And so she got screwed on all fronts. Her name was attached to this thing. She didn't have anything to do with a lot of that stuff, with all the explicit nudity and gore and stuff. So, and Corman already knew he was going to call it Humanoids from the Deep and just let her operate under the pretense that it was going to be, this Beneath the Darkness thing, which is really, going to be done with quick cutaways and shadows and stuff. So yeah, pretty fucked up. It was actually originally offered to Joe Dante. Corman wanted that more schlocky in a different way. He wanted Dante on it. And there are some other people in the crew. I think the editor, whose name escapes me at the moment, but he worked with Dante before. I think he worked on one of the Terminator movies. So there was a history there, but Dante turned it down because he thought it was basically shit. So, yeah, interesting backstory. I mean, I just gave you guys the rundown on the plot, but, there were, I mean, Joel and I talked about this a little bit. It seemed like there were like you could have actually made a really good movie out of this. Like it could have been a good movie if it were done.
The first 30 minutes is kind of compelling, right? Like there are parts even with like there are parts even with the monsters that look pretty good, right? But then they start throwing some other stuff in there, and I actually didn't know that it was two different directors. That explains a lot. Like, one of the wildest scenes in the whole thing is the ventriloquist scene with David Strassman.
Strassman, yeah. You want to talk about the ventriloquist? Well, of course, that was one of the inserts, right? Of course, Peters didn't do that.
No shit, right?
No shit. So you want to know how fucked up that is? So, I mean, if you haven't seen it, there's like this gratuitous beach scene, where there's like a tent on a beach and this guy's trying to seduce his girl, and he's got a dummy. He's got a ventriloquist. He's got a dummy.
To seduce her with the ventriloquist dummy.
Jeannie, I don't know. Is this a thing that you guys are into? Because I would have had a fucking dummy this whole time.
Oh, hell no.
It was written for him. He's a real ventriloquist and stand-up comedian who is specifically sought out for this role. He was best known for his...
It was like he had specials and shit.
Yeah.
Like I went down a rabbit hole with him.
He was Dunham, is it?
He was
it's that kind of thing.
He was best known for his act, including or featuring Chuck Wood and Ted E. Bear. He did suggestive bits along the New York City comedy club circuit. And they wrote it for him. They wrote this little part in for him. And I'll tell you, I mean, he does get her naked. It does work. He does seduce her.
That's the chick in the bikini.
I mean, that doesn't narrow it down, Sled. There's tits and bikinis the whole movie.
No, she's like fully dressed.
No, she is. No, she gets fully naked with Bush in the tent. And then
she's fully dressed.
Yes.
Like, she's not in a bathing suit. It's just like, and it's just apropos of nothing. It's like the voice of the ventriloquist is just like, like she got to take her clothes off and get naked for it.
I got them all mixed up in my head from scene to scene.
It reminded me of a little Joey from Full House. A little, is that world? All right, cut it out. All right. So
wow, I didn't think that entire scene could somehow get more disturbing, but now via commentary, I have a whole new nightmare.
But I'm gonna save it
to the equation.
I'm gonna save it because we have real themes once again, Jazz. Just like you thought I couldn't have a real theme for slugs. Oh, I've got themes. Indigenous rights. Old Johnny Eagle files a lawsuit to prevent the Canco company from opening the cannery in the community because his tribal people had an agreement with the government.
Can I also just point out?
Yeah, please.
Canco. It's the cannery is Canco. That's inspired.
Literally, Can Company.
Actually, this is kind of what. So Jake kind of just hit on something that really. They kind of just went on the cheap with some of the stuff. Like, did anyone see this or notice the scene where there's a girl walking through a dark hallway and her boyfriend jumps out at the last second and scares her? Well, in that one, there's a shirt she knocks off of a clothes hanger or something, and it makes a sword swiping sound on it.
I did hear that. Yeah,
the folio work in this movie is insane.
The soundboard was not there. All right. The dangers of unchecked scientific experimentation. Dr. Drake was experimenting with genetically modifying salmon. She was using DNA 5, whatever that is, in an effort to accelerate the growth of the fish, right? It's that whole Jurassic Park shit. We did this. We didn't know if we should.
I mean, they do grow what are called triploid salmon, which are like giant salmon, but that's a real thing. I don't know if that was a known.
But then they're eaten by
when they made this or not, but they were probably trying.
But then they're eaten by a bigger fish. Did you catch the reference to the bigger fish? Some prehistoric fish?
I feel like that was an additional. I mean, the monsters are very, not exactly, but they definitely have a lot of thing from the Black Lagoon aspect.
Yes.
They really did. That's dead on.
It's kind of like disappointing because I wanted something. I don't know why in my head when I read it, I was thinking like merman.
Well,
because like the summary of it says something like fish, half man
hybrid or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Bottin didn't have a lot to work with money wise or materials wise. So actually,
they borrowed the costume from.
Well, there's only depending on who you listen to or what you read, there was only between 2 to 3 costumes. I think there was only 2 full costumes. So when you watch the movie, you're led to believe there's dozens of these fish humanoid creatures raiding the town, killing people off. But in any scene, you only see 1 or 2 tops ever.
So he's just dressing them up a little different each time.
Bottin is actually one of the monsters himself. I mean, he dresses in the suit, and he's called upon in the post-production when they have Murakami come on, who's just like, all right, now you got to start raping all the women. And he's just like, I don't want to do that. Like, I'm very uncomfortable doing that.
Well, so we have a few Lovecraft fans here. So this definitely has like the, what is it? What's the town's name?
Noyo?
Innsmouth? Innsmouth look to it, right? Where they do, the Innsmouth look where the people are half fish. So they have like the weird, like their eyes start coming closer together and like, that whole thing. So that was the vibe I thought we were going to get going in. It was going to be like a little less like there's seaweed all over them, right? Like, but I still thought the monsters were pretty good in this.
I wish we could have got more of Vic Morrow being racist.
I was gonna say, so that was my other theme.
This and Twilight Zone are the only 2 movies I've seen with him in it. Like, I guess Bad News Bears, but is he racist in Bad News Bears?
I mean, I would assume so. I would assume everything in Bad News Bears is racist, but I haven't seen it in 20 years.
I am pretty sure, I told Jesse this, that he is in a show with a 21-year-old Michelle Pfeiffer, and she's like just ridiculous at 21. Let's see if I can remember the name of that thing, but it was like some absurd knockoff of like a magazine.
Hey, Vic Morrow shares a birthday with you, Jesse.
He's a Valentine's Day guy? Are you serious?
He is.
Yeah. Shit. You know what else he shares? You know what else he shares with me? He's an absolute fall down drunk. Him and old Doug McClure who played Jim Hall.
He cut that out at a certain point in his life.
Well, him and Jim Hall on the filming for this.
That was a double pun.
Who were
You know how he died, right?
They were both so drunk during the day that they would often get in, like, basically you had the rest of the crew trying to modify their alcohol intake and keep them away from each other. Cause like at any point, one of them could have like 30 beers and they'd be angry. Or if they only had 2 beers, they'd be angry. So they had to like get them in the right zone to be able to film for the day.
He died 2 years after this.
Oh, right? Did he? I didn't realize that.
That's Jesse. That's why I said that was a double pun when I said he cut it. You know, he died.
He cut it out. No,
killed by a goddamn helicopter.
What? That's right, from the Twilight Zone movie. That's right. He got his head chopped off by the blade.
Yeah. Also,
holy
killed the 2 kids who were with him. So, but
Jesus,
oh my God.
I didn't know that part.
Well, so yeah, so
really?
there's your.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's your racist part where he's straightforward against poor Johnny Eagle. There's also the unethical business/big business shadiness. You know, Canco, aptly named Camco, didn't tell the authorities when the mutated salmon escaped its facilities, and of course, one that they're not going to talk about, but the bodily autonomy aspect of the women sort of being fetishized and sexually assaulted, paraded around. Even the DJ at the end at the salmon festival, he's just like, I think that's actually just supposed to be a funny bit, but it also is the sexual assault. He's just like moves her sash out of the way and looks at her chest, and he's just like, I'm gonna have my hands full in a minute. Just like, okay.
No, it's definitely objectifying, right? Like
you got a lot of good stuff going on there. Don't mess with nature, subvert the natural order, that whole deal. What do you got, Joel?
I have one this movie does a good job of filling every boat or building with presumably TNT, because things explode like nothing I've ever seen. Like Johnny's house, when it blows up, and it looks like someone dropped a firebomb on it. It's insane.
I mean, Slattery, in fairness, Slattery does throw several Molotov cocktails into it.
Like a whiskey bottle with a rag in it, and it blows up and knocks people into the water. It's insane. It's great though.
Oh yeah, everything. The boat in the beginning blows up. All this stuff fucking blows up.
Oh yeah.
And by the way, the dad on the boat is a shitty dad in the beginning. He just yells at his son to like fill the fuel up, and he's giving him shit. And then the kid falls into the ocean to die and get eaten by a fucking, and the dad's just like, one of the other guys on the boat, one of the other crew members puts like one hand on his shoulder, is like, don't go in, it's dangerous. Yeah. He's like, all right, I guess that's it.
Like,
I guess
there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
That was my first note.
Just like pats him. And that's it. He's just like, well.
He's like, dude, I'm not going to go in. My kid's dead now. I mean, clearly.
Who's not for the body?
That was my first note that I wrote down while watching the movie. It says 45-minute winch scene. And then I have and then under that I wrote, no way this boat survived this long already. Everyone is too incompetent. There's zero chance this boat lasted this long.
I wrote down
they couldn't have gotten through a single day of fishing.
I have like similar notes. I was like, why is this movie like about industrial accidents? Right? Like it's just like everything is like a bolt falls loose. There's no oil in it. There's no gasoline in it. Right?
I tell you what, guys, just from a standard horror movie perspective, like from a metrics, the body count's off the charts in this.
Body count's solid.
It's fucking real solid body count. A lot of good gore in this. Bottin does what he can do with what he has. He's like a teenager at this point.
There's a full-on battle at the end of
movie. Dude, the end when that horde comes out of the ocean and tries to take over the town at the salmon festival, that's like a great culminating scene. Like of any.
It is, although I will say this, I feel like whatever slim threat. I love my man Rob Bottin, and I don't blame him for this.
Yeah,
but just sort of like whatever very slim threat you felt from these sort of like lumbering fish people was completely destroyed by their like loping attempt to grab people at the end slowly, and everyone just running in opposite directions from me. It's like they're not fleeing them. It's like presumably you want to flee them. But they just show people running past one another constantly. It's like, where are some of you are running towards them? Some of you are what is
they're
happening
not,
here?
They're not fleet-footed. They're not very agile. Yeah, they're just. I mean, the one lady stabs one of them in the chest 58 times, and like it takes it out. He's just taking it right to the chest over and over again.
I mean, and then go ahead.
No, go ahead, Jess.
I mean, there's two kind of like related premises that I as they were telling them in the movie, I found so insane. I was just giggling every time they were like referenced from then on. The first was that some random podunk cannery has a world-class genetic research like outfit,
a lab that's attached to it. Yeah.
Multiple scientists and like they've bred these like superhuman creatures, and they're like kind of aware of them. It's like government level cover up stuff from Canco. And then the other one is just like her story of just I love the premise that it's like these non-human sea creatures are now attracted to human females to as stated by the female scientists. My theory is that they're driven to mate with man now to further their evolutionary progress.
Yes.
And I was just like laughing my ass off as they're like relating this. It's like, you know what? You do seem like a scientist who would work at Canco.
To be fair, these sleepy fishing village Noyo in Northern California has its share of super hot chicks. I mean, it's not like these mutated fish monsters are doing the wrong thing as far as
bad taste.
They're not.
Did we actually put a trigger warning on this? Because like say like trigger warning for
this. Right? Everything about this culminating. Well, most of the movie is these sea creatures forcing themselves on women, culminating in them like a horde of them attacking all the women in the village. But the happy ending is these podunk, presumably inbred guys with rifles just take them out. Just a little Red Dawn action, basically. Everyone mobilizes and they overcome, like you said, these lurching, slow, sloth-like monsters, and they shoot them up and they hack them up and they beat them up and they hit them with, but they surround them with like baseball bats, jump them and beat them up and kill them. I mean, it's pretty easy actually. And all of this is being done presumably while all the townsfolk are hammered on Olympia beer, just like Ollie's, cases of Ollie's.
Did you see the pickup truck full of beer they brought in at one point? Olympia.
Yeah, I loved it. The one time I did have an Ollie was delicious, Jeannie. I went to that boxing gym in Portland. And then I was waiting for you and Dre to come pick me up, and I went next door and had a tally of Oli at that bar.
Kenton Club.
Fucking trash.
Shout out Kenton Club.
Oh, what are you, like Lone Star, you fucking Texan?
It's pretty much
Shiner.
I mean, it tastes a lot like Lone Star.
This movie, I don't know if you knew, but there were a lot of nips in this movie. It was really cold. It was filmed in November and December, and they had to paint the actresses' lips, which were turning blue and purple. They painted them pink and red to keep them from looking like they were freezing.
My God, this entire movie is just an act of violence.
Just the whole thing. The part of it that I thought was interesting was Alien. The Alien movie, Alien, the screenwriter Dan O'Bannon for the original Alien movie was really pissed when this movie came out because of the end scene where Peggy ends up she gives birth to, after she was raped by one of these sea creatures, she gives birth to this mutated baby sea monster.
Well, that's a nice way of saying it.
I don't think that's what you would call
much more
giving
like
birth.
a chest burster.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
So that's where he gets pissed because it's a chest burster basically concept at the end, and he's like, "You
it's only a year after too.
It's right on the heels of it, which I can't. It's hard to argue against that. That's very clearly where they where they culled from, but they never, there was never any lawsuit or anything that went anywhere. There is a 1996 remake of Humanoids with Robert Carradine. which
now I gotta watch.
I was gonna say I did not watch that because I didn't have time, but that is on the fucking list to watch now. Acting, just to steal straight from Bill Simmons' podcast, acting what ifs, which is a section he has. Sled, the one that you just brought up out of nowhere. Who plays Johnny Eagle in your version?
Oh, you're sorry, I forgot. Sonny Landham. Yeah, man.
We need a regenerated Sonny Landham to play Johnny Eagle. Would have been like fucking awesome.
Well,
that could have been Predator 2.
Oh right my God, dude!
Instead of Danny Glover, it's a new variety of Predator, and it's a fish person from the deep. It's fucking, or maybe it's a prequel. Maybe it's like he was this is a younger version of him. And
you combine it with some alien Prometheus stuff. The Predator species has seeded Earth with their genetic material, and these fish have evolved.
There's only one downside to this.
Very lascivious fish.
You can't have Vic Morrow and
Sonny Landham on the same set. Yeah, you just can't. You will never get insured for that.
Vic Morrow was probably a good guy in real life. I mean, he was a drunk.
I don't know. He plays a racist in everything. Kind of feeling like maybe he's not sure he's acting.
He wasn't that bad in Roots. Now that I think about it, right? He was a pretty nice guy in that.
Shit, it's been too many years. I don't even remember. It's like he was in Roots.
I don't remember anybody being particularly nice. That looked
like
Vic.
He was friends with Louis Gossett Jr. according to his wiki bio, so he couldn't have been that bad.
Well, one's a Navy vet, one's a Marine, so that makes sense.
I mean, he was the child of. I mean, I think both his parents were Russian Jews. Actually, Vic Morrow was not his real last name.
What do you? Oh, so now I want to know what his last name.
I think it's like Morozov or something like that. Yeah, Morozov.
We do have a lot of other horror movie tropes here. The dead dogs, the killing of dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like seven dogs that get killed. Most of them by the sea creatures, but then Vic Morrow and his crew of drunk racist rejects kill Johnny Eagle's dog in retaliation, which is really fucked up. And you see it at the dance hall scene at the night of the celebration. Yeah. He brings in his dead
when
dog.
They get like a dirty dancing style fight.
Oh, it's a great parking lot brawl. Yeah. A great parking lot brawl.
I was waiting for them to start like actually like a dance number out after it. Like it was so great.
Vic Morrow apparently doesn't know how to throw a punch. It was so bad that that's like part of the reason why they wrote into the script to have his gang of like thugs doing all his dirty work, because he looks so ridiculous trying to throw a punch. If you notice, he actually doesn't throw a punch the whole fucking movie. He throws one kick to the ribs when Johnny Eagle's already down. Everyone else doing the dirty work. They had to really work around it.
He initially knocks Johnny down with a backhanded slap.
A backhand, that's right. Which is a good dirty move. But yeah, he was not apparently that versed in bar brawling. I love this fucking movie. I think it's awesome. I think it has potential. All the scenes, they're going back to Johnny Eagles to make, cornbread and eat fish or whatever. I love all that shit. Ending may be a little bit disturbing, but they do win. They light the fucking harbor on fire with like, and they somehow kill off a bunch of them. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that harbor fire did much.
Was going to do much. It was like
a few little I mean, naturally, they can't literally light a harbor on fire for a movie on this budget. And there's like a few little splotches of flame that never touch anything on the harbor.
None of the boats.
Or where the humanoids from the deep are.
Yeah, I'm not confident they addressed the problem. I mean,
not at all.
Presumably they can breathe under fucking water. Like, how long is the goddamn harbor going to burn?
That's actually a very good point.
Yeah, on top of harbor not burning, yes, another problem.
I did like Vic Morrow's character turn. Right, he went from the heel to face at the end, saving the little girl and he saves he accepts Johnny Eagle.
Yeah, and a begrudging respect.
Yeah,
between Johnny and
all it
the deeply racist Vic Morrow character. Yeah.
To settle their racist or his racism for the movie.
So, John, are you going to drop the lawsuit? Nope.
No. Still going forward. All right, guys.
He's like, I'm sorry, do you want this cannery here now?
Do we have anything else? Are we wrapping up?
Oh, did you know Jennifer Jason Leigh is Vic Morrow's daughter?
What?
Oh, what?
Holy moly.
That's crazy.
Does Jennifer Jason Leigh know that?
Yeah, she's born Jennifer Lee Morrow, apparently.
Oh, shit. It's shocking that she changed her last name, so I don't want to be associated with this fucking drunk.
Her parents divorced when she was 2.
Dang. All right, let's wrap her up. Episode 2 in the books for our Schlock horror series of Prime Cuts here. On the docket for the next in our series is a 1988 Dutch classic, Amsterdam, directed by the infamous Dick Maas. Thanks once again for joining us. We'll see you next time.